Hello crafty people, happy Saturday. I'm running a couple of minutes late as per. My computer, every time I get myself ready to go, something goes wrong, so I had to re-sign into all my Google stuff because it wasn't working properly. And now it's oh gosh, now I've pressed something I shouldn't have done. Quickly quit that and get back to where I can see the screen. You can close down, and where I'm going is here. Sorry about that. So back with you now. So hopefully you were able to catch my show on the craft store the other day with Dan. So that was Monday. I have shared a copy of that show in or on my YouTube channel. So if you missed that, you can catch up on it now. Don't worry, there's no expectations to buy anything. Just watch it for the inspiration, the fun with Dan, all of those kind of fun things. Just gonna, my glasses are really mucky. They're really scratched up as well, so I'm just going to give them a wipe. It's really sunny here, really sunny here. It's lovely. I don't know, so I live really close to the beach where I am in West Sussex, and it's been gorgeous here today, although my little man and I haven't been feeling 100%, so we haven't gone out anywhere today, but we're hoping to go swimming tomorrow and down the beach for a little bit, which will be nice. Anyway, so back to the crafting stuff. Yes, the show on the craft store on Monday was really good fun. It was so good to see Dan again because I haven't seen him in ages. And yeah, it was just fun inspiration, fun talking about the products. Yeah, it was, yeah, I had a really lovely day. It was a long day because it takes me 3.5 hours to get up there, 3.5 hours to get back. It was worth the fun, to be fair. So anyway, I will be back on the craft store on the 24th, I think it is. It's Thursday, so it's just after the half term. So for me, we're just going into the half term. So my son finished school yesterday. Now we have 2 weeks off, so I will fit in as much crafting as possible for you lovely lot. But obviously it's a little bit tricky sometimes with the little man. Although he doesn't mind me doing stuff, but I kind of mind sometimes. But anyway, I'm waffling. What else is it that I wanted to tell you? Oh, there is a show coming up on Hobby Maker next month, beginning of the month. I'll let you know more details closer to the time, but I've got some fun new products to bring you, which is something completely different from me, but something that will enhance a collection I already have. So that is all I shall say on that until the products reach my hands, because they're being made right now. What else is there? That's about it. We've had a fun-filled week of crafting, packing, going to the post office. Yeah, it's been great. So what I'll do is I'll just show you a couple of the what's it called, demonstrations that we did. So just like the finished of what we did on the day. So we done a take on one of my cards from my card journal, and we used the stencil and we used some clear embossing powder and kind of inked through it. That was really fun. But it's a take on something similar that I did, but slightly different as well. That was fun. And then we made this one, although I didn't put the whole thing together because I made a little bit of a boo-boo because I smudged black ink all over it, which I didn't mean to, obviously, but this was really nice. Dan couldn't believe I was doing stencil on stencil. Yeah, I think it looks great. So maybe I should have gone around with a black instead of the brown. Then it would have hidden the little smudgy smudge there. But I wanted to show how the layering stamp works from the Whispering Wings collection. So that was the two demonstrations we got around to do, and I also demonstrated cutting all of my dies, just so you can see them cut, put together, ideas for that. So obviously if you want to catch that, crack on to the other video. If you are new to me, please subscribe because it really helps. Give us a like and a thumbs up and all of those doodle whatsits, and give us a comment, you know, talk to us. So let's pop those little bitties to one side. What we've done in previous lives is we have, let me reach behind me, we've done a crow mixed media piece recently and a box of goodies. We've done a MDF tag, very kind of steampunk-esque. What else did we do? I can't remember. I imagine some of the samples I've got here in my box of samples, but what we're going to do today is, it was going to be one of my demonstrations on the show if there was time, but there's not always time. But when I say demonstrations, this I had decided on colours and how I was going to start the background, and then it was whatever, free reign. So here is like the start of my background. So let's do some background work, and then we can just add some of the die cuts that I've already got next to me, because I've got a pack of die cuts there. I've got bits and bobs from my old collections. To be fair, I also have a ton of backgrounds as well, but let's create another one, because you can never have too many. I mean, like, because I've got so many made up, I can make up loads of different projects very quickly with that kind of load of card bases I've got. Card backs bases I've got. So, you know, if you are watching, there's a few of you, give us a hello. I've got to see if on my streaming thing, if the comments are working, because I don't know. It just was a pain and I had to link it up, and now I don't know if it's working. Anyway, so I'm going to flippity-flew you around like I do. Let's find the right camera, desk camera, and cut. So I'm going to go on to this. There we go. So here we go. So I chose, because I did a little scribble, every green, where are you? You're right in front of me. Broken china, peacock feather, and black soot. That was the kind of combination of colours I did. And when I did this one, it's on stamping cards, so super smooth cardstock, and I did some spritz in it, and it didn't really like it. It left it quite, it didn't kind of work how I wanted it to, so I am going to do it on watercolour cardstock this time. So we're going to do what's known as the swipe. It's a little swipe-a-rooney kind of technique. It's very easy, very quick. And then we can add some stenciling on the top of that once we've got kind of the look that we're going for. So I am going to grab just paper towel, because I know I'm going to get messy, and I'm going to grab my wet wipes, just one out ready, because then I can clean up as I go. So what did I start with? It must have been this one. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ink pad, and I'm literally going to, as we said, the swipe technique, I'm going to swipe it down the cardstock. Love this colour. It's such a kind of greeny, bluey, sea kind of colour. So I'm just going to turn that, and I'm just going to work across the card. I'm going to get ink all over me. Let's use that for now, just to hold it in place. And you can obviously go in as many times as you want, but I don't want full coverage. What colour did I do next? Broken china. I think that's the combination I did in. And we'll do a bit of that. You know I love the blue colours. They're just beautiful. And then, move those out of the way for a sec. We will come back to those in a moment. I went in with the wrong dauber. You can see that is a little bit residue of an oxide. My bad. So I'm going to come in with a little bit more of that, and a little bit more down there. Okay, it's very inky, very messy at the moment, but that is fine. And then we're going to go back in. It's not as light. Maybe I used a different blue, but I'm sure they were the blues I used. Maybe I used tumble glass. Knowing me, I probably had them all piled up, and yeah, I did. I think I used a bit of tumble glass. There we go. And a bit of tumble glass. Right, I'm going to dry that off slightly with a heat tool, just to because it's quite a layer of moistness on there. So give that a very quick blast before I go in with the last layer. What I love about this is no two pieces will ever come out the same, which makes it really fun. Or I think it's really fun anyway. Give that a little, almost there. Okay, that's dry enough. And then I'm going to take my black and just swipey swipe. Try not to push down too much because I don't want it too dark. Yeah, that's cool. So now we've got that kind of like base colours. We are going to try a few different things, I think. Let's get some stencils. I think I prefer that one, but oh well. I was just mucking around. You know, when you're like, oh yeah, I want to do that, and that's what happened. I'm gonna go for the ye old favourites. I always go for the very similar ones at the moment. Actually, I might get some lines in there as well. So to start with, I'm going to take my lines and just pop them over the top. This one, we're going to try and remove some of the ink. So I'm using a wet baby wipe, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a swipe just to remove a little bit of that colour. And it might be very, very subtle. That's fine, because that's just one layer of stenciling. Just taking off some of that colour, made it a little bit smeary. That's cool, that's giving it like a nice wiggly lininess. And then I'm gonna, what colour shall I? What one? Because I'm gonna do some heat embossing, and I want to do I want heat embossing first, or do I want it second? Let's go heat embossing first. So let's get my Versamark. Let's get a dauber, and why have I got my funny thing that I forgot the other day? And she's looking around for it. Can't see it. It's funny, I've got one of those daubers, like it's a Timmy Holtz one, I think, for like a Versamark and a dauber. And do you know, I have no idea what I've done with it, but I've got a sponge Doojima What's It, which I used last time, so I'll use that. So just going to go across there now, because it's the cardstock is, or the watercolour cardstock is probably a little bit moist still. I may still get, when I put heat embossing powder on it, it may pick other little bits up, which that's fine. I'm not going to be too precious over that. It is what it is. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to bring in one of my older stencils. It's funny. One of my lovely followers, Jane, did a lovely live the other day, and she was using some of the products from my old collection. And actually, you know, you just forget how much you love things. I love this one. And I think this is going to come out slightly different. I might have to do another numbery, styly. Not obviously the same, but same but different. Because I love it. I'm going to do a little bit there. I'm hoping it's going through enough. I'm going to do a little bit just down here. Right. So that was the first stencil actually I produced. Gosh. Do we go clear or white? Let's go white. Where's the white embossing powder? She says, I did have it. There it is. Ooh. So I'm going to use white embossing powder. Why not? Really gutted. I didn't pick up some, when I'm the sad obviously news of creative expression closing, I am topped up on my clear embossing powder and I forgot to top up on my white. Oh dear, that's not worked, is it? Look at what a mess I've made. That was not what we were going for. Okay, well, let's get a little paintbrush and let's brush that off. See if I can get some of it off. I've got a little bit off there. Oh dear, knew it might clump, but I didn't think it would be that bad. My bad. Right, let's pop this lot away and then let's see if we can do a little blowy. Let's see if we can save this. Don't think we're going to be able to. Should have, as you can probably tell, I should have dried it off better. So, please learn from my mistakes. If I'm gentle, I can like almost brush away that one little layer. Don't just love it when it goes exactly to plan. Right. I think we are just going to have to wait and see how that comes out. Okay, sorry about that. Where's my pot? There it is. Right, well, this once again could go horribly wrong, or it could come out pretty good. Who knows? Who knows? Gosh, I hope you're still with me. Nice of you if you are. So, I'm just going to heat set the mess I've just made. Managed to kind of salvage some of it. So with the heat embossing, I'm just trying to keep my heat tool moving so it's not like on one area for too long. Not directly anyway. Keep it moving. Come back in if there's any bits that aren't quite taken. Right. Okay, so where's that? Oh, it's right there. Just gonna, any that I haven't heat set, I'm just gonna brush off now and all over my lap, because why not? why not? So we have got a bit of that black. I actually kind of like the speckled look. That wasn't what I was going for, but I like it. Now let's bring in my bricks, because I really love the bricks. Now, do we go dark? Should we go dark with the bricks? Or do we go blue? I think we're going to go dark. So let's just pop you to one side. Oh, it doesn't go in there, does it? And I suppose that's the fun of doing stuff like this. It is trial and error sometimes. You get an idea in your head and you're like, yeah, I want to do this. And it doesn't always quite work out. So I've just added a little bit of brick texture to this top corner. I'm just going to take it down the side of the card. I don't want it to be too much in there. So I am just taking it down the side. And then I'm going to do a little bit here if it will take. Because it might not take in places because of the white embossing powder. That is fine. Just want a hint of brick. Because I really love a bit of brick. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. I may come back in with a bit more later, but I'm good now. But I will take just a little rub over those white bits. Let's bring those back in. Let's just whoop. And there we go. Cool. Now let's do a little speckly spotty. Back in with the same colours. Yeah, let's try. Let's see if this will show up. This might not show up because of the colours are quite dark that I've done. Yeah, very, very faint. It looks cool though. It's very, very faint. Very faint, but sometimes just those little bits. Yeah, like that. I want to bring something just down here. Let's change colour. Don't know if Broken China's gonna show up. Not sure if that's the right sponge dauber for it. Oh well, give it a go, eh? Give it a go. No, it's not quite showing up because I've made the background quite dark. But that's okay. That is fine. Because, to be fair, the only way that I'm going to get anything to show up is if I go for a darker colour. So, let's just see if a bit of vintage photo works. It might not. Okay, cool. Where's that? Make sure we just go a little off of there, there and there. We don't want it on there. Do I like it? I'm not really sure about that, but that's fine. So we have got a bit of a background, and let's let's bring in some of those. I might just have to trim it a little. Some of those die cuts I've got. So I was having a little kind of looky at what I've got. So I've got, for my light bulbs moment, I've got quite a few of, I've got some bits and bobs of the light bulb made up, or clear ones. Lots of piece of ephemera in there. Some of the bulbs. I've got one that I've got made up here, so I was thinking of using that, because that yellow actually pops very nicely off of the kind of background. I'll maybe use some frames. They're the Tim Holtz frames. They've been in my stash for a long time. What else have we got here? So we've got a butterfly wings, which is solid. We've got a butterfly wings, which isn't. Let's have a little look at those. So I've got all these bits and bobs that I cut out on lives and all shows and stuff. Let's see what we can do. So maybe if I could cut the wings and do it either side of the bulb, either that one or that one. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. Or I could take a couple of frames, overlap them. Do a drop bulb in there. Or could use white and a sentiment. I do that kind of outline, that shape quite often, because I love it. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to go for the butterfly wings either side to start with. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm literally going to snip him in the middle. I might just snip his head off, just because it's not needed. And it's a little bit that might get in the way. So let's get some. Shall we use tape? Where's the double-sided tape? Right here. Double-sided tape. Let's leave that on just for a sec, because I'm going to have to commit to where it's going to go. I'll pull these bits out so I can. So I know, using that just like the back side, so I've got an idea how kind of far it needs to go out. So I'm about there and about there. Push that down. I think in a little bit more, just a touch. Is that lined up? Yep. So there we go. Like it. Do I need it? don't know if I do. Maybe, but that's where I want my butterflies. So let's stick them down. So they are good. I've just realised I've put my butterfly on back to front, but that is fine. It looks the same. Yeah, I like that. But I did like the bulb hanging out of that. What do you reckon? Do we prefer the bulb or do we prefer the white to the side? I kind of think I prefer the white to the side, maybe. Oh dear. Right, let's move those over. What time are we at? We are at 37 minutes. Gosh, has it been that long? So I've been faffing around. We do a lot of faffing. Right, let's pop some glue, some foam pads on here because this is going to be lifted up. Oh, okay, they've just stuck to themselves. Thanks, Mr. Glue Dot. Okay. I'm just going to take black and just rough that a little bit. So I have a little bit of white coming through. I hadn't lined it up as well as I should have. Okay. Okay. So you and you. Did we think you? That white does. Now we need a sentiment, don't we? Yes, we do. Now what are we thinking, people? Have got any sentiment of them in here or not? No, but I do have some strips of cardstock, which is very helpful. So, oh yeah, we could have used a bit of textures. Oh, there it is. So, in this collection, that is the stencil, that is the die, so I'm just going to pop those bits back in there so I don't lose them. So this was the Shine Bright stamp set. Now we have in this one, we have Shine Bright, Live Life in the Light, You Bring Light to My Life, Don't Let Others Extinguish Your Light. Or we have, oh, that's nice. Oh, there it is. Or we have Happy Birthday, Thanks, Just a Note, and Have a Great Day. Maybe just a note. Or let's do live life in the light. So we'll use that one. And let's grab a block. What we'll do is we'll get with stamp, and then we will get the cardstock to blend in with some of the colours that are on there Should we do that first? We'll do that first. So I'm going to use some of the little foam pads. Let's do a little bit of that. And whatever like residue I've got left on them. And then that one. That's good. And then let's do a little stamperoni. Got very messy fingers now. There it is. So I've just applied my ink. I'm giving it firm, even pressure, trying not to wobble it, so I get a nice impression. Oh, I pressed a little bit too hard there. That's why it's splodged, but that's okay. Did I add? A bit more of that. Move all these bits out of the way. Give that a little snip. Then I'm not going to cut it down, but I'm going to use my black soot just to go around the side. I'm going to have to hold it and do it. So I think I'm going to put it on top. In that case, I'm going to trim it a little and go back around with the black. Oops, a daisy. Smashing the place up. There we go. Let's just take that white edge off. I wonder what people are out there doing in the world tonight. I hope they're having a nice Saturday night. There we go. Okay, fab. I'm happy with my kind of layout, my background. So I'm going to just pop this all together now. A little bit long. Ooh, come on, Mr. Tape. It's funny, when I'm concentrating I go really quiet, which I don't go very quiet very often. There we go. So, oh, I can hear my other half is downstairs and he's putting dinner on. We got fresh burgers from the butcher's yesterday. It's a very good butcher's in our local village. And I find they definitely beat any supermarket burger I have ever had. So they are well worth the pennies. Right, so now I've got to flip these all on the outside, because for some reason I just folded them in. Don't really know why I did that. There we go. So, mounting onto black, because I always like to mount onto black. I think it gives a nice kind of silhouette to a project. I might trim that down ever so slightly, because I am hanging over just a little bit, just there. There we go, perfect. Whoop. And then a bit more tape. There we go. My base is still a little bit on the damp side because of how much ink it's got on it, but it's fine. I might just do a little splurge of glue. Oh, come on, mistake. Yeah, there we go. Just get a dollop in there. Hold that in place. A dollop in there. I should have just taped it the whole way, but I didn't. There we go. A little bit of glue on here to hold this in place. And almost there. There we go. Bit of white just to break that up. Then let's take off backs of these. Should have just picked up the bigger one, shouldn't I? Ah, got to use them all up, haven't I? They've all got to be used. Squish down. And where did I just put them? I love it. I have stuff and then I put it down and then it's gone. It's like little craft room gremlins come along and hide it from me. That's what I find anyway. And in there. And I think the last thing I do is I need to do a little splattery splatter of white. I've got this confetti ink from it's from Tony at Stamps by Me, but when from her Thirsty Brush range, which I'm not sure if is doing that much at the moment, but I really do like the white confetti ink. Just grabbing a brush. I do like the white confetti ink. It's really lovely. Now I had some water. I left it out on the stairs, didn't I? I filled it up. And I left it on the stair. There we go. Whoops, a daisy. Okay, so let's just get this all a little bit wet. And then I want a little something just to cover, because I don't want to get splurges all over my bulb. Let's just terribly blur this up to just cover the bulb, or most of the bulb. The wings, not all of it. Yeah. So a little bit of water in here just reactivates it. Pick up as much white as I can. I'll get my trusty bone folder. At the moment it's going everywhere but where I want it to. But that is all good. There we go. Fab. Move you over to the fad. Lift you off. We'll just give it a quick blow with the dryer. I'm just going to dry that off slightly. Try not to reactivate the heat embossing. I'm not going to hold it too close. Should have definitely done this before I put it all together, but that's just me, innit? Right, so that bit up there is dryish. That bit up there is pretty dry. Just got my filament has just come unstuck. Or I've just noticed it was unstuck. A little, so it's just sticking down. There we go. So what we have done is we created our background using the swipe technique. Then we've gone over it with some white embossing powder. Then we've brought in a couple of stencils just to kind of grunge it up a little bit more. And then we've used a splatter, a couple of different die cuts just to create our project. Let me just bring that up so you can see. I think it's come out really nicely, and it's nice to kind of mix the two collections up because you can see how my products cross over together. Obviously, when watching my videos, I'm always going to try and demonstrate my products, but it's not because so you have to buy it or anything. It is merely because they are my products and I'm showcasing them. So if you've just enjoyed the inspiration, that's fine. Just give us a thumbs up, follow my channel because that really helps, because without that support I can't continue doing it, unfortunately, but I will do my damnedest too. So here is that project. I really enjoyed doing that one, actually. I knew as always, I kind of had an idea, but I didn't want to do something I've already done before. So we've done a slightly different background. So what I will do later is I will take a photocopy of my project once it's dry completely, and it will be added to my journal, one of my journals. I'm not sure which one. Probably this one, because I think this is, but I don't know why I did it the way I did, but so this was the first one I started. I then, with the light bulb moment collection, started another one, and then instead of going back to the first one, I started filling the second one. So the second one has got the Whispering Wings and all the butterfly collection projects in it. If you're new to card journaling, never heard of it before, card journaling is my concept of journaling, where I make a beautiful project like we have tonight. I make a note of the stamps and stencils I've used, the inks and mediums, any cardstocks, any notes for me, layouts if I want to try something else or I had an idea. and tips if there's anything I want to try next time, maybe a colour combination or something like that. And then I log it. So this is the page which I've started to do my canvas piece that we done on a live, and then the tag piece. So all of these items have been added in. So I did some work along with a Sweet Factory papers, another live we did, and then this one actually can probably go in the end of here, and that is book 2 absolutely full. 30 projects you can fit into these. These journaling books are available on my website, also available at Amazon, so you can get them all the time from Amazon, but I only ever have a certain amount in stock at the moment, and they're not available on Hobby Maker because I haven't got any stock for them. But when I'm back in May, more stock will be loaded. So card journaling, follow along, watch the other videos to do with this, because it's a really fun way to keep a log of what you've created, and it's entirely for you. It's we create projects like these to gift, which is lovely, and that's why we do it. But sometimes it's nice to have a little record of it, to either recreate it or for you to look back at your work and go, wow, I created that, or that didn't quite work, let's do it different next time. But mainly, wow, look at what I created. So thank you very much for following me today, and thank you very much for those who are catching up at who didn't watch it live, but that is fine. Thank you for your company anyway. So please give us some comments, get involved, don't forget to subscribe and watch the other videos coming up. So thank you very much. That's been us today, so I will see you again soon. This has been me, Crafty Kelly, at craftykellys.co.uk, and I'll see you again soon. So how do I stop this again? I do this every time.